Hi!
You're good at making big announcements.
We're having a go!
We're good at your insurance.
Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, online, over the phone, or in person, and stop knocking on wood.
You're good at keeping the car clean. We're good at your insurance.
Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, online, over the phone, or in person, and stop knocking on wood.
You're good at basement basketball.
We're good at your insurance.
Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, online, over the phone, or in person, and stop knocking on wood.
Hi, I'm Matt Wolford, president of the IHSAA Foundation, and we need your help. We need your help so the youth of our community can develop advanced leadership skills. We need your help giving high school administrators and coaches the instruction and insight they need to be better role models and teachers. To learn more or to make a tax-deductible contribution, go to IHSAAfoundation.org. You'll not only be contributing to the foundation of the IHSAA, you'll be contributing to the foundation of our community.
The following is a live sports presentation of GLICOD. GLICOD.com.
GLICOD's coverage of Jim Butler Auto's Southern Indiana High School basketball starts now.
Good evening and welcome to Larkin Center at Providence High School, where GLICOD brings you Southern Indiana High School basketball this evening, brought to you by Jim Butler Auto in Clarksville, where they are striving to keep you driving. Tonight we have the New Albany Bulldogs at 9-7 coming in to play against the Providence Pioneers at 13-4, and it is time to welcome in our analysts this evening. I'm Dr. Todd Carter. Alongside me, Coach Chris Moore. And Coach Moore, glad to have you this evening for this bout between these two teams at just a few minutes apart, and New Albany and Providence. And you know, it's one that it could be an exciting one tonight. So your thoughts just on this ball game?
Well, you're always excited about rival games, and it's just because of the nature of these two teams. You've got kids that are familiar with each other, haven't been in the same area, grew up together. It's a rival game. How can you not get excited about something like that? Not to mention this time of the year, it's February. It's the second third of the season, and most teams have already got their, they've gotten through some of their growing pains, and now they're trying to come into playoff contention and form. So I'm excited about this matchup. Two outstanding coaches and two great traditional programs in the region. Any particular players or matchups that might excite you? I'm excited to see Tucker Biven and Casey Kalen, how they match up. I mean, these two players, in my opinion, are similar to each other. They're both the heart and soul of their teams. What I would say, the engines that make those teams go. Yep. They compete very hard. They play, and their teams tend to feed off of their energy and how hard they play. So I'm excited to see that match up and which one prevails. All right. Well, we should have a good one for you tonight, folks. Again, it's the New Albany Bulldogs coming here into Providence to play against the Providence Pioneers. Well, let's take this moment to look ahead to our schedule. This week's schedule presented by 9 Round Fitness in Clarksville.
Experience a 9-round workout for free with no obligations. Visit them at 1225 Veterans Parkway in Clarksville. And for those couple of games we have on the schedule tomorrow, please note there was a schedule change. The New Albany Bulldogs, we've got them again tomorrow afternoon, against the Silver Creek Dragons. So New Albany at Silver Creek, that one tomorrow afternoon at 4:30. And then on next Saturday at 7:30, the Bloomington North Cougars at the Floyd Central Highlanders. That one, Bloomington North at Floyd Central. And I'll give you a little hint that we're got Bloomington North then, and then very end of the season, we'll have New Albany at Bloomington North as well. Also want to just make sure that you pay attention to your score stream or GLICOD, because we will make sure and have all the local teams who might be playing in the girls' regionals tomorrow as well. Just those scores up on GLICOD website or score stream. So make sure and check that out. Again, that's our schedule brought to you by 9-Round Fitness in Clarksville. Visit them at 1225 Veterans Parkway. Let's step away, and when we return, I had the chance to talk just a little while ago with head coach Jim Shannon of the New Albany Bulldogs. So you will hear from him when we return tonight from Providence High School on GLICOD.
Hi, I'm Isaiah. And I'm Grant. I'm vape-free because I've witnessed and experienced firsthand how tobacco can affect teens who want to escape from school, work, or other social activities. When it comes to curbing teenage use of tobacco and e-cigarettes, actions speak. Voice Indiana engages, educates, and empowers teens throughout the state to take action by promoting and celebrating a lifestyle free of tobacco and e-cigarettes.
Find out how you can be part of the statewide youth empowerment movement and help end teenage nicotine use by going to voiceindiana.org.
I'm your cat. And ever since you brought me home that day, I've been plotting to destroy you. This is 1 billion years of tiger DNA just ready to pounce. And if you got the wrong home insurance coverage, you could be coughing up the cash for this. So get Allstate and be better protected from mayhem, like meow.
Contact Floyd Snobbs and Jeffersonville Allstate agent Packy Page for a quote today.
This edition of Coach's Comments is brought to you by Allstate agent Packy Page, with offices in Floyd Snobbs and Jeffersonville. To find out how Allstate can put you in good hands, or for a free quote, call Packy at 812-202-7271.
Welcome back to Southern Indiana High School basketball tonight on GLICOD. We've got the New Albany Bulldogs taking on the Providence Pioneers here at Providence High School. I'm with Bulldogs head coach Jim Shannon, and Coach, coming off a win, conference win, which is nice, and just in the final push. How is your team playing now, getting down the stretch?
Well, we've been playing, a lot better basketball here in the last 6 weeks. I feel like that we strung together some wins. Took a step back against Jennings County, no questioning about that. But that was at their place, 3-point game. They're a really good team. So I don't really think that's something that you're disappointed, but you're not discouraged. And so, I feel like we're playing good basketball, good enough to beat anybody. But on a given night, we could be just about good enough to also get beat by anybody. So, it's just one of those things where we feel like, this is a good time of the year for everybody to have a pep in their step. We're being very positive, trying to move forward and get ready for the tournament. So tonight will be a real test because this is such a tough place to play. and Coach Miller's teams play so doggone hard. So you got to be ready to compete, or they'll punch you right in the nose.
Well, and speaking of this Providence team, as you've scouted them up, what in particular's jumped out off the video for you?
Well, they play tremendous defense. They don't make very many mistakes when it comes to their rotations and their pressure on the ball and their blocking out. They do all the little things.
Right.
Offensively, I don't know if you really would call them a methodical team, but they're very patient. They're going to take good shots. They're going to work the basketball till they get what they think's a good shot. So on the one end, you got to defend for a while, and on the other end, you got to play offense for a while because they're not going to give you a quick, easy shot. So it'll be a good test for us getting ready for the tournament.
Well, and as far as that goes, is getting ready for the tournament. What areas do you want to see your Bulldogs get better?
Well, we would definitely like to see our defense, get to the point where we're not giving up any layups. We're not giving up second shots. That's where we've been working really hard at those two things. And then offensively, I'd just like to see us not, we'll play well for a while and then we'll sputter. Really like to get that sputtering out of our system. And, it doesn't mean that you can't have 2 or 3 possessions where you come away with no points. That's okay. But I just don't want to play bad for 4, 5, 6 minutes, A couple possessions, okay. But let's don't play bad for 3 or 4 minutes. And when we get a lead, on it, let's keep it. Because we've done that 3 or 4 times this year where we play really well, and then all of a sudden we see a 12-point lead get to 3 or a 16-point lead get to 6. And it's like, that's really not necessary. So we're going to work on that too. But it's been a joy with these kids this year. They're trying really hard. And, each and every day coming to practice and putting on their construction hat, we're trying to get better. And it's not for lack of effort. They've certainly been putting in the effort and putting in the time. So we're just kind of hoping to keep this thing going.
Well, you touched on several of the elements here, but keys to the game. What do you think you guys have to do to win this ball game tonight?
Well, I think we got to make sure that we're patient on offense, take good shots. Yeah. And then I think we also got to get back on defense and prepare our defense so they're not getting easy shots. And certainly don't want to allow them any second shots. And then we'll have to withstand their runs and their crowd, the home court advantage that they'll have tonight.
Right. Good luck tonight, Coach.
Hey, thank you. Appreciate it.
Stay tuned for all the high school basketball action tonight on GLICOD.
Let's be honest. You don't see Grandma nearly enough. Which means the dead car battery you've spent the morning dealing with has robbed her of precious grandkid time. It's unfortunate, sure, but it's not like she's going to write you out of her will or anything. Right? When you need to be there, you need an Interstate. The car battery auto techs prefer.
Come by Interstate Batteries, 1510 Production Road, Jeffersonville.
This second shift. This old pair of pants. This staycation. This brown bag lunch. At American Family Insurance, we understand what it takes to make your new kitchen, that new car, or your new house a reality. It's the same as it takes to protect it. To protect your new life, your future, your dreams.
Yes, I'm a dreamer. Nobody wants to be told that they have cancer. When you find out that you have cancer, you want to make sure and try to get it treated as quickly as possible. That's what Priority Radiology did for me. The time they saved me from fretting about it is something I can't repay. They got me my results within 3 hours. It's unheard of to get that kind of results that quick. I can't hardly tell you how important that was for my mental state. It really helped me get through that day.
A proud supporter of the Providence Pioneers and Southern Indiana High School athletics, Mack Construction is a second-generation company that provides quality workmanship in heavy civil construction, asphalt, and streetscape while maintaining focus on worksite safety and productivity. Put Mack Construction's nearly 40 years of award-winning service to work for your project. For more information, visit mackconstruction.com. Mack Construction. Experience. Reputation. Solutions.
You're watching Southern Indiana High School Basketball on GLICOD.
Welcome back to Providence High School and Jim Butner Auto's coverage of Southern Indiana High School basketball brought to you tonight. And Dr. Todd Carter with you alongside Coach Chris Moore. And it's time for keys to the game as we count down to the tip here tonight. And our keys to the game brought to you by
Yes,
Mac
sir, thank you.
Construction in New Albany. Mac Construction provides safe, productive, quality workmanship in civil construction and excavation. Visit macconstruction.com. So for our keys to the game, Coach, New Albany coach Jim Shannon talked about it in his pregame interview. He certainly wanted his team to be patient on offense and play well on defense. So just that's one of those, that's every coach, every game, right?
Absolutely. You want to have good possessions. It'd be great to have good possessions every possession of the game, but that's not going to happen. And there's been a few games New Albany's had this year where they've seemingly had the game in hand and it slipped through their fingers. Sometimes it's because other teams figure what they're doing out, and sometimes players kind of, like you said, take their foot off the gas. But I think New Albany's grown a lot since then, and they're not the same team they were early in December.
Well, that's absolutely right. You would hope, as a coach, certainly you want to push towards those sectional games, and you don't want to be that same game as in December, even early part of January. So keeping their foot on the gas, definitely one of the keys for this New Albany Bulldogs team. For Providence, we've got down just to key on the New Albany Stars. Coach Miller, we're giving you a little preview into his talk coming up here in a couple minutes. But Coach Miller talked about that, really wanting to key on Bivin and Carter for the Bulldogs. Bivin, who's Tucker Bivin, averaging 16 points a game, just over that. Justin Carter averaging right at 14 points a game. And then Jaden Thompson, of course, comes in with about 10. But, Coach Miller talked about just wanting to try to key on those guys, not let them have easy offensive possessions.
For Providence, they got a little bit of a height advantage. I mean, New Albany brings 6'4" in here. Obviously, and you worry about that from a rebounding standpoint. But if they can, I've seen them play a couple of times, and like I said before, they're a tough team. And if they compete on the glass, like I believe they will, and they normally will, that'll help them be in a position here at the end of the game to walk out of here with a victory. Also, just taking care of the ball. Turnovers are always big for any coach. You don't want to have double-digit turnovers, so keep the turnovers 9 or less and control the boards. Don't give New Albany a lot of second-chance opportunities, and I think Providence that's got to be two of the big keys for them.
Absolutely. So those are our keys to the game. Tonight's keys to the game presented by Mac Construction. Mac Construction provides safe, productive, quality workmanship in civil construction and excavation. Visit macconstruction.com. I will use this opportunity before we step away for a moment to hear from some of our awesome GLICOD sponsors, just to let you know that this JV contest this evening is going down nearly to the wire, just a few seconds left, and the Bulldogs have just stretched the lead to 5, so it looks like it will tick away here shortly, but this one's gone a little long, so our tip will probably not come until about 7:40 or 7:45. But we want you to stay tuned, because when we return, we are going to hear from head coach of the Providence Pioneers, Ryan Miller. So stay tuned for what he has to say as far as this matchup tonight goes and his Providence team coming up tonight on GLICOD.
Busy, always on the go. And when your car needs repaired, you need it done right. At Call's Body Shop, you can make an estimate appointment to better serve you. Just call 812-949-5245 and schedule a time that fits your schedule. They're open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, and are family owned and operated. They've been serving Southern Indiana since 1954 at 2801 Mount Tabor Road in New Albany. It's your car, and you have a choice on your repair. Call's Body Shop. Can they fix it? Yes, they can.
Drug use in adolescence or early adulthood can have a serious impact on a teen's life. Teenagers who use marijuana are more likely to have lower grades, even drop out of school. They may also suffer from impaired driving, higher levels of anxiety, and depression. We all want to see the youth in our community succeed. Regardless of your stance on marijuana, we can all agree that it is not right for teens. Paid for by Drug Free Communities, the Department of Mental Health and Addictions, and Our Place.
Hi, I'm Isaiah. And I'm Grant. I'm vape-free because I've witnessed and experienced firsthand how tobacco can affect teens who want to escape from school, work, or other social activities. When it comes to curbing teenage use of tobacco and e-cigarettes, actions speak. Voice Indiana engages, educates, and empowers teens throughout the state to take action by promoting and celebrating a lifestyle free of tobacco and e-cigarettes.
Find out how you can be part of the statewide youth empowerment movement and help end teenage nicotine use by going to voiceindiana.org.
The second game of the season, I popped my shoulder out of socket, so I went to the doctor a few weeks later, and they referred me to priority radiology to get an arthrogram. It was about a day later that they told me the news that I tore my labrum. Since I got the results back so quick, I got to start doing physical therapy and everything quicker, which made my recovery process a lot quicker, and I'm thankful for priority radiology for getting the results back that fast.
Hi, this is Sheriff Jamie Knoll of the Clark County Sheriff's Office reminding you to please buckle up, wear your seatbelts, and refrain from texting while you're behind the wheel. Your safety is our priority. Enjoy the game.
You're watching Southern Indiana High School Basketball on GLICOD.
Welcome back to Southern Indiana High School Basketball on GLICOD. I'm here with head coach Ryan Miller of Providence Pioneers. And coach, got a big one tonight against New Albany. Just a few minutes down the road. It's always a big game between these two ball clubs. Thoughts on how your team is playing at this point in the season, just coming down the final stretch?
Yeah. Like you said, a big game. We're excited for it. Both teams have, I think, good ball clubs this year. And like we were just talking about, just a few minutes down the road from each other. So both communities are always up for this game. And again, they're always a strong program, well coached, talented players. So it's a great test for us. We've been playing pretty good ball this year. All in all, we were playing really good ball, I think, for the first 3 weeks though of January, and then we hit a little bit of a rough spot, I'd say, where we just weren't performing up to our abilities. But that can happen. It's a long season, and you'll have some ups and downs. Some periods where you're playing really good ball, and some periods where you gotta pick it up. So we feel like we've been having some good practices, and we're just really looking forward to this stretch here against really high-level competition, beginning with New Albany, and then next week on into North Harrison, Brownstown, and then we finish up with New Wash before sectionals. So a lot of big games, big-time teams, talent, and great coaching that we get to face coming down the stretch here. So that's good for us. Even though it's challenging competition, it will help prepare us hopefully for what comes down the road in the postseason.
Well, and speaking of that, so what else do you want to, you're going to be iron sharpens iron here a little bit down the stretch. What do you want to see your team get better at come postseason time? Yeah, consistency. We've been consistent for much of the year. And then, for our guys, we say we always have to bring it every game night. We have to be consistent with our effort, with our focus, with our execution. We cannot take nights off, because come tournament time, one night off will end your season. So, I feel like we have, since the beginning of the year, been playing well, and for the most part been doing what we've been working on and trying to instill in our guys. But down the stretch, there's just not that margin for error, especially when you show up and you're not locked in, focused, and ready to go. So that's what we want to see down the stretch here. Well, as far as this New Albany ball club, we talked about well-coached team. They're always tough, especially late in the season. What in particular has jumped off as you've studied them on film?
Yeah, they are a very experienced team. That they have a couple of really, key top scorers, in Biven, who has been a 3-year starter now, and a very experienced ball player, a very talented ball player. And then Carter, who has really stepped up his role this year. And, is there other, leading scorer to go along with him? Have some additional experience in number 30, Thompson, who was a starter last year. And, he's battle-tested, been through it. And then, got Schmeltz, another guy who's been starting since a sophomore. And then some other nice pieces, the Lush boy, who's some younger guys who come in there, a kid who just came in, Brooks. So they really do have a lot of nice pieces to their squad. And, when they get it going, they're very dangerous. So we got to hopefully hold those guys and hopefully can hold those guys in check tonight.
What do your Providence Pioneers have to do to win the ball game tonight?
We're going to have to be aware of their strengths, obviously. Those talented players that I was just speaking of, we'll have to have an awareness for them. We will need to be competitive on the glass as typical when we face these bigger schools. They typically have bigger guys than us. So we're going to have to compete on the boards and in the paint, and we're going to have to take care of the basketball.
All right, good luck tonight, Coach. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Appreciate you guys being here and covering it.
Stay tuned for all the high school basketball action tonight on GLICOD.
I'm your cat, and ever since you brought me home that day, I've been plotting to destroy you. This is a billion years of tiger DNA just ready to pounce. And if you got the wrong home insurance coverage, you could be coughing up the cash for this. So get Allstate and be better protected from mayhem, like meow.
Contact Floyd Snobbs and Jeffersonville Allstate agent Packy Page for a quote today.
Hi, this is Sheriff Jamie Knoll of the Clark County Sheriff's Office reminding you to please buckle up, wear your seatbelts, and refrain from texting while you're behind the wheel. Your safety is our priority. Enjoy the game.
Dr. Carter's office, Annette speaking. How may I help you?
From your very first call, the warm personal care from Dr. Todd Carter and his friendly staff at Carter Family Dentistry will put you at ease. Dr. Carter can take care of you and your family's dental needs, from gentle cleaning to complex procedures. Visit drtoddcarter.com to learn why generations put their trust in Dr. Carter for their dental health. Or to schedule an appointment, call Annette or Joyce at 812-944-5155. Located at 809 Mount Tabor Road in New Albany.
Dubuque County Fair is about to get its face melted! Yeah!
1 second. I guess their faces are safe.
Shut up, Jeff.
Yeah, Jeff, shut up.
Shut up, Jeff. I don't need your help.
Just like what happened in Pittsburgh. Never mention Pittsburgh!
When you need to be there, you need an Interstate, the car battery auto techs prefer.
Come by Interstate Batteries, 1510 Production Road, Jeffersonville.
As COVID-19 continues in our community, we are seeing increased cases in the younger population. While severity may be lower, there are still many health issues associated with infection, risk of transmission to other vulnerable citizens, and increasing the rate of development of variant strains. This is why the CDC recommends you get vaccinated. For more information or to schedule a COVID-19 vaccine or test, visit www.clarkhealth.net. Again, that's www.clarkhealth.net.
Hi, I'm Isaiah. And I'm Grant. I'm vape free because I've witnessed and experienced firsthand how tobacco can affect teens who want to escape from school, work, or other social activities. When it comes to curbing teenage use of tobacco and e-cigarettes, actions speak. Voice Indiana engages, educates, and empowers teens throughout the state to take action by promoting and celebrating a lifestyle free of tobacco and e-cigarettes. Find out how you can be part of the statewide youth empowerment movement and help end teenage nicotine use by going to voiceindiana.org.
You're watching Southern Indiana High School Basketball on GLICOD.
Back at the Larkin Center here at Providence High School, where we are counting down to the tip between the New Albany Bulldogs at 9-7, going against the Providence Pioneers at 13-4. It's time for tonight's storylines. Tonight's storylines brought to you by Community Action of Southern Indiana. Be a part of the youth empowerment movement at voiceindiana.org, and we'll have a little conversation here with Coach Chris Moore on these. And first of all, it's a rivalry game. Both coaches talked about it. We've talked about it already, but the fact that these teams are just a few minutes apart, a quick drive, and makes for a fun high school basketball atmosphere.
No doubt, no doubt. It's that time of year. I mean, this last week I'm watching Duke and Carolina, which just have a few miles up the road from each other, and on a smaller level, this is a lot of these kids here at Providence, like I said before, have grown up with the kids over in New Albany. To be honest, they may have a few family members in the same household, one going to one school or the other. So rivalry games are always something you can just throw the records out the window because you just never know what's going to happen. Teams are going to play up a level and out of their minds, and the other way around as well.
Absolutely. Well, since 1994, New Albany has certainly dominated this rivalry a little bit. 23 wins to Providence's 5. But as we've both noted, this Providence team has some height. And they are very, very determined and play the way Coach Miller wants them to play very well. So it certainly is could be a tough rivalry matchup. I'm going to skip one of our steps and go straight to sort of a David versus Goliath. So we've got a 2A school facing off against a 4A school. They're rivals, but can we throw that record out? They got to play the game tonight on the court, right?
That's right. Again, something else. Throw it out. In my experience, as a player and as a coach, teams from smaller schools get up for these games against the biggest. It's an opportunity to show a big audience what they can do and show that they belong there. So sometimes it means more in a game like this, a regular season game, than it may be a playoff game in their own level. So I'm anxious to see how this team responds. I think it's going to be evenly matched.
Well, and too, especially when you got a chance to have them on your home court. And we talked about this atmosphere. It really is starting to fill up in here a little bit, and so it should have a nice atmosphere for the ball game. Now let's talk about that middle storyline we put up, and that is just that Coach Jim Shannon recently had his 600th career victory. That was January 15th versus Scottsburg. He's now got 603. And just your thoughts, Coach, on Jim Shannon is 37 years and 600 or in his 38th, I think, and is 600 plus wins.
I personally first of all say biggest congratulations to Coach. That's an unbelievable milestone. It's hard to win a ball game. It's hard to win basketball games. It is. And to win 600 of those is just an unbelievable accomplishment, and really speaks a lot to him and how the culture he's developed here at this program here, and it's encouraged allow players that want to come and play for him. So congratulations to him.
Absolutely. That's, again, been doing it a long time, should say. 438 of those victories have come at New Albany High School in his 24th season at New Albany. So 438 and 134 here at New Albany, and, of course, has that state championship just a few years back under his belt as well here at New Albany High School, does Jim Shannon. Well, let's step aside, hear from some more of our great GLICOD sponsors. We'll come back and get you the starting lineups for both teams. We're still a few minutes away from the tip here, as the JV game went just a little bit long, but we'll get you back. We'll get you the starting lineups. Maybe fill you in just a little bit about those players on both teams, what we know going in. And we're going to have some high school basketball for you coming up here in just a few moments on GLICOD.
Hi, I'm Isaiah. And I'm Grant. I'm vape-free because I've witnessed and experienced firsthand how tobacco can affect teens who want to escape from school, work, or other social activities. When it comes to curbing teenage use of tobacco and e-cigarettes, actions speak. Voice Indiana engages, educates, and empowers teens throughout the state to take action by promoting and celebrating a lifestyle free of tobacco and e-cigarettes.
Find out how you can be part of the statewide youth empowerment movement and help end teenage nicotine use by going to voiceindiana.org.
The only name you need to know for all your auto repair needs is Voyner's Auto and Truck Repair. Sure, our name might be hard to say, but we can fix everything no one else wants to fix. Big or small, we can do it all. Foreign or domestic, if it needs repair, Voyner's can handle the job. The only thing high-tech about us is what we do, and we're upfront with you and we'll do the job right. One thing we have to sell is our time, and we won't waste yours. Voyner's Auto and Truck Repair. Family-owned since 1981. Call us for all of your auto repair needs.
In one fell swoop, one innocent city will be left with one burning question.
What? No.
When you need to be there, you need an Interstate, the car battery auto techs prefer.
Come by Interstate Batteries, 1510 Production Road, Jeffersonville.
From GLICOD, it's Jim Butner Auto Southern Indiana High School Basketball. Jim Butner Auto in Clarksville, striving to keep you driving. Tonight's game is also brought to you by Interstate Batteries, outrageously dependable since 1952. By Allstate Insurance Agent Packy Page, he puts you in good hands. By the Clark County Health Department, promoting a safe and healthy community. ClarkHealth.net. By Community Action of Southern Indiana, helping people, changing lives. By Centra Credit Union, Carter Family Dentistry in New Albany, State Farm Insurance Agent Teresa Lamb, Our Place, Burns Garage, Priority Radiology, and Clark County Sheriff Jamie Knoll. Now to courtside for all the action from GLICOD on Jim Butner Auto Southern Indiana High School Basketball.
Time for the starting lineups here for the Bulldogs and the Pioneers from Providence High School for our game tonight on GLICOD. For the New Albany Bulldogs, they will go as follows with one maybe twist, which we won't know about until the teams are actually introduced, but we expect it to be as follows. Justin Carter and his 14 points per game, a 6'4" sophomore coming in at one starting spot for the New Albany Bulldogs. Next up, the leading scorer for the Bulldogs, 16 points a game, Tucker Biven, 6'1" senior. Maddox Schmelz, a 6'2" senior guard. Chase Loesch, a 6'4" sophomore forward. And Jaden Thompson, a 6'4" senior forward, and averaging 10 points a game himself, goes for the Bulldogs. So again, Carter, Biven, Schmelz, Loesch, and Thompson. The one twist is that Coach Shannon said that Carter just had tweaked something just a little bit earlier in the week, and so Tommy Devine could get the start. We will obviously let you know if that happens, but as of pregame, he thinks that Carter's going to go. Now for the Providence Pioneers and their 13-4 record. Cade Carver, a 5'11" senior guard. Casey Kalin, a 6'3" junior swingman. Tyler Simmons, a 5'11" senior guard. Grant Williams, a 6'4" senior forward. And Max Beatty, a 6'1" senior guard. And Coach, I guess for anybody that may have joined us late, just as we talked about those players, there was a matchup there that you said at the very top of the show sort of excited you. I believe that was between Kalin and Biven. Just your thoughts. Is that did I get that right? That's that matchup you think could be an exciting one on the court.
Absolutely, because they're two guys that they're same position, similar in height, and and both upperclassmen that they compete hard. They're going to have the ball in their hands the majority of the time, and they're leaders on the floor just by not only vocally but how they play. So I'm excited to see how that matchup is and which one is going to carry their team. So I think as one goes, the other team will. But again, that's just one man's opinion. We'll see. You can ask me again at halftime. I can have a totally different vibe on it.
Well, we might just do that. But that's why they play the game. That's what makes high school basketball so much fun. Well, want to also take this moment as we wait for the clock to tick down here at Providence High School. Sort of wish all of our local area teams some kudos, those that have made the regional. So in the girls' IHSAA tournament, which is coming up tomorrow at multiple sites all over the state. The teams I'm thinking of now coming out of that Jeff sectional was actually Bedford North Lawrence, and they're, of course, up the road a little bit, but because of their conference affiliation in the IHSAA, we see Bedford North Lawrence a lot. So Bedford takes on Castle at Columbus tomorrow at noon. Good luck to them. And the 3A matchup, Silver Creek Lady Dragons taking on Rushville tomorrow at 12:30 at Charlestown High School. So good luck to the Lady Dragons. The Eastern Musketeers will be taking on Forest Park tomorrow at 10 a.m. at Crawford County. Good luck to the Eastern Musketeers against Crawford County. And then Lanesville taking on Vincennes Rivette. 12:30 tomorrow at West High School. So Lanesville traveling all the way up to West High School, take on Vincennes Rivette. And that 12:30 matchup, all those first round games in the IHSAA regional. And good luck to all those area teams as they try to advance onto the semi-state. Also going to take this opportunity to let you know that we will have a ticker running at the bottom of the screen often during the broadcast with some games for you, including Austin at Charlestown, Floyd Central at Madison, Lanesville at New Washington, South Central at Henryville, Silver Creek at Scottsburg, and a couple others. So we will have those games for you. And then remind you of the scheduling change tomorrow. You will find GLICOD will be bringing you New Albany at Silver Creek. But that one, instead of going at 7:30, is going to go at 4:30 in the afternoon. So New Albany at Silver Creek tomorrow afternoon at 4:30. Well, we are just about to be underway here, so we are going to step away again here from some of our great sponsors. When we return, we'll probably have just enough time to get to the starting lineups one more time, and then we will have the opening tip when we return from Providence High School tonight on GLICOD.
I'm your cat, and ever since you brought me home that day, I've been plotting to destroy you. This is a billion years of tiger DNA just ready to pounce. And if you got the wrong home insurance coverage, you could be coughing up the cash for this. So get Allstate and be better protected from mayhem, like meow.
Contact Floyd Snobs and Jeffersonville Allstate agent Packy Page for a quote today.
Hi, this is Sheriff Jamie Knoll of the Clark County Sheriff's Office reminding you to please buckle up, wear your seatbelts, and refrain from texting while you're behind the wheel. Your safety is our priority. Enjoy the game.
Dr. Carter's office, Annette speaking. How may I help you?
From your very first call, the warm personal care from Dr. Todd Carter and his friendly staff at Carter Family Dentistry will put you at ease. Dr. Carter can take care of you and your family's dental needs, from gentle cleaning to complex procedures. Visit drtoddcarter.com to learn why generations put their trust in Dr. Carter for their dental health. Or to schedule an appointment, call Annette or Joyce at 812-944-5155. Located at 809 Mount Tabor Road in New Albany.
Dubuque County Fair is about to get its face melted! Yeah!
1 second. I guess their faces are safe.
Shut up, Jeff.
Yeah, Jeff, shut up.
Shut up, Jeff. I don't need your help.
Just like what happened in Pittsburgh. Never mention Pittsburgh!
When you need to be there, you need an Interstate, the car battery auto techs prefer.
Come by Interstate Batteries, 1510 Production Road, Jeffersonville.
As COVID-19 continues in our community, we are seeing increased cases in the younger population. While severity may be lower, there are still many health issues associated with infection, risk of transmission to other vulnerable citizens, and increasing the rate of development of variant strains. This is why the CDC recommends you get vaccinated. For more information or to schedule a COVID-19 vaccine or test, visit www.clarkhealth.net. Again, that's www.clarkhealth.net.
Hi, I'm Isaiah. And I'm Grant. I'm vape free because I've witnessed and experienced firsthand how tobacco can affect teens who want to escape from school, work, or other social activities. When it comes to curbing teenage use of tobacco and e-cigarettes, actions speak. Voice Indiana engages, educates, and empowers teens throughout the state to take action by promoting and celebrating a lifestyle free of tobacco and e-cigarettes.
Find out how you can be part of the statewide youth empowerment movement and help end teenage nicotine use by going to voiceindiana.org.
You're watching Southern Indiana High School Basketball on GLICOD.
This second shift. This old pair of pants. This staycation. This brown bag lunch. At American Family Insurance, we understand what it takes to make your new kitchen, that new car, or your new house a reality. It's the same as it takes to protect it. To protect your new life, your future, your dreams.
Yes, I'm a dreamer.
Drug use in adolescence or early adulthood can have a serious impact on a teen's life. Teenagers who use marijuana are more likely to have lower grades, even drop out of school. They may also suffer from impaired driving, higher levels of anxiety, and depression. We all want to see the youth in our community succeed. Regardless of your stance on marijuana, we can all agree that it is not right for teens. Paid for by Drug-Free Communities, the Department of Mental Health and Addictions, and Our Place.
As COVID-19 continues in our community, we are seeing increased cases in the younger population. While severity may be lower, there are still many health issues associated with infection, risk of transmission to other vulnerable citizens, and increasing the rate of development of variant strains. This is why the CDC recommends you get vaccinated. For more information or to schedule a COVID-19 vaccine or test, visit www.clarkhealth.net. Again, that's www.clarkhealth.net.
I'm your cat. And ever since you brought me home that day, I've been plotting to destroy you. This is a billion years of tiger DNA just ready to pounce. And if you got the wrong home insurance coverage, you could be coughing up the cash for this. So get Allstate and be better protected from mayhem, like meow.
Contact Floyd Snobbs and Jeffersonville Allstate agent Packy Page for a quote today.
Skyline for me is like my second home. So I started off at drive-thru, and then the next thing I know, I was serving full-time. My favorite regulars are always the ones with the kids. We're just laughing, talking, catching up on whatever's going on in our lives. Sometimes when I'm working the drive-thru, I'll hear a specific voice, and I know exactly who it is. When they pull around, I'm so excited to see them, and they're just as happy to see me. Skyline is more than just a restaurant to me. It's a fun place to work, and it's a fun place to eat.
Founded in 1910 in the Ohio Valley region, German American Bank has been raising the standards in banking, insurance, investments, and wealth management for over a century. We're big enough to provide the conveniences of modern banking, yet small enough to care about the people and communities we serve. Because we believe that when a community thrives, its people prosper. Strengthening our community since 1910. German American Bank.
You're watching Southern Indiana High School Basketball on GLICOD.
As the teams are being introduced here at Providence High School, let's just briefly go back over our starting lineups. First for the Bulldogs at 9 and 7, Justin Carter, 6'4" sophomore guard. Tucker Biven, a 6'1" senior guard. Maddox Schmelz, a 6'2" senior guard. Chase Loesch, a 6'4" sophomore forward, and Jaden Thompson, a 6'4" senior forward. For the Providence Pioneers, Cade Carver, a 5'11" senior guard. Casey Kalin, a 6'3" junior swingman. Tyler Simmons, a 5'11" senior guard. Grant Williams, a 6'4" senior forward. And Max Beatty, 6'1" senior guard. And while I'm introducing those starting lineups, I'll introduce you to your GLICOD crew for tonight's game. I'm Dr. Todd Carter on the play-by-play microphone. Coach Chris Moore alongside me as our analyst for tonight's game. DeKevian Gauss running our computer here on site. Executive producer Steve Bird and cameraman Xander Essex on the call for you tonight. And should also give a shout out to Ron Eads for helping us out with some stats for these New Albany Bulldogs. Chase Loesch will jump it off against Grant Williams. And I went to all that trouble to tell you that Carter might be the starter, and sure enough, it's Tommy Devine was actually introduced for the Bulldogs. Number 3, tip. Nearly corralled by Devine, as a matter of fact, but Providence comes down with it, and they will start on offense. As the Pioneers just trying to work it around the perimeter there. We'll get you some names as things go along. Kalin with it. Gives it up to Simmons out high. Now on the right side to Carver. Carver brings it back out to between circles. That's Casey Kalin with it. And he was working against Schmelz. Gets inside, and wow, that was a shooter roll.
Home gym. He's shot in this gym a lot of times.
Touched nearly every part of that rim before it dropped through, but Pioneers on top, 2-0. Schmelz dumps it to Biven, who tries to find Loesch on the block and couldn't do it. Turnover. So just underway here, a little bit late getting it off tonight at Providence High School. But we do have a nice crowd in the gymnasium here at Providence. And they have the early lead, trying to get the ball inside to Kalin. Faces a double team, loses the ball, corrals it, puts it up and in.
Well, you can see right away they're going to try to get Kalin his touches. That's 2 possessions, and they're making sure that he gets his touches.
As they picked up Biven, and then nearly fallen out of bounds was Loesch, but he was helped a little bit. A little push there. I think that's going to go against Beatty, is it not? No, I'm sorry. It's going to go against Grant Williams. I saw the 20, but I wasn't sure it was 1 or 3. That's Thompson to trigger on that far sideline from the camera, and knocked away. Picked up and then knocked away again.
New Albany's trying to settle in just a little bit, but I'm sure they'll get it together here before too long.
Thompson, it looks to throw it in. Good Providence defense. So that's Biven with it. He's the leading scorer on this Bulldog team, 16. Quite the baseball player, already signed as a youngster to play at University of Louisville in baseball. Takes that shot from the free throw line. It just won't go, so a couple of empty possessions for the Bulldogs. Pioneers back on the attack. Flashing to the ball there as Williams gives it up. Now around the horn, Kalin with it. Looks to drive, spin move. And it's stopped on that block, has to give it up. Providence looks to reset. As that's Carver with it. Baseline. and steps on the inline. Turnover, ball goes to New Albany. That was some of that defense that Coach Shannon talked about in the pregame interview, wanting New Albany to be able to have.
Yeah, these are two very good defensive teams.
So Bivin gives it in the hands of Thompson. Thompson, he finds Devine down low. Nice pass and easy bucket for the Bulldogs. So Providence trails 2, and a whistle. That's going to be against Providence. That one's going to go against Williams as well, so too early on Grant Williams, and he will check to the sideline. Quentin Hess checks in the ball game. Bivin advances it and appeals to the wing there. Gets it to Thompson. Handoff to Devine. Can't quite turn the corner. Back to Thompson. Oh, to Devine. Nice cut. So Devine gets the start, and he's got all 4 of the Bulldogs' points.
Little lack of communication there on Providence part right there. They've given up 2 layups right there. Just need to have a little more talk on defense.
That's Carver with it now, that far wing. Back to Beatty, and Carver is playing a little pitch and catch. Now to Simmons. Back to Kalen. Thought about the 3, looks to drive it instead, gets into the paint, shot up, can't find the bottom of the basket, and Loesch comes off with it. To Bivin, advances it quickly. Back around into the hands of Chase Loesch. Can't get the 3 to go. About a 39% three-point shooter. And not afraid to take him, but can't get that one to fall. So still knotted up at 4 here at Providence. Oh, ball poked away there. But finally corralled by Simmons. Loesch got the paw in there. Beatty gets it to Hesse.
This Providence team is very patient. They're going to work their ball until they get the shot that their coaches taught them to want.
Hess gets in there, but he can't get it to go off the front of the iron. Thompson rips down the rebound. This one's been a lot of defense so far, Coach. A couple of defensive breakdowns have left New Albany with some easy buckets, but then, boy, the other possessions seems like Providence, like that time, buckles down a little bit and cause that turnover.
Yeah, 2 precise teams which really, they get after it defensively. They generally take care of the ball as well, although New Albany right now has had, unfortunately, two or three turnovers in the early goings.
So Simmons checks the sideline. That's Jaden Johnson checked in the ball game for the Pioneers. Beatty with it, eyes it inside, gets it to Kalen, but traffic comes as the defense responds. Back into the hands of Beatty. Oh, he just couldn't get that one to go. Fell off the rim to the right side there. Advance quickly in the hands of Devine, then to Thompson. Takes the 3, won't fall. Casey Kalen scoops it up, advances quickly to Johnson. And Providence resets. Johnson thought about the 3, gives it up instead to Beatty, and then around the horn.
Now Johnson can score when he gets going. He can score in bunches if he gets going.
Looks to take it inside. Nice runner there.
Oh.
That was you looked right into that crystal ball there, Coach, and called that one.
I tell you, Coach Miller likes him coming off the bench. He brings instant offensive energy off the bench.
That's Thompson with it. Cut off the baseline, gets it to Devine, who shoots the 3, buries it. So Tommy Devine gets the start, and he's got 7 in the early going. All of the New Albany points.
That's what you call taking advantage of your opportunity when it comes.
Absolutely. And now shot from the baseline for 3. That's Casey Kalen. And Kalen has 7 to the Pioneers' 9. They start making those shots, Coach. This one could be a fun one.
No doubt.
Trapped on the baseline. Kalen ends up with the ball, foul, and the basket. So Kalen takes advantage of the trap on the far end. Check the replay out there, folks. So Kalen with 9 of the Providence 11, and he will head to the free throw line.
Well, I'd say he came to play, Doc, for sure.
Eyes the first. Well, sorry. Eyes the and one, I should have said, and could not get that to fall. Now here's Carter in the ball game, number 4 in the backcourt. Through the hands of Thompson to Loesch. Loesch can't get it to fall, though. Max Beatty scoops up the rebound quickly to the other end. Kalen takes the 3. Short off the iron. Down into the hands of Beatty. Carter stepped in the passing lane, takes it away, goes to the other end, foul, and could not get the basket. Nice aggressive advancing on the basket. He will go to line to shoot 2. So Jaden Johnson with the harm there sends Justin Carter, 69% free throw shooter.
It's not a bad foul. Not a bad foul there. Make him earn it.
Well, he got the shot away. It just didn't quite go down. But as you said, he's going to have to earn it, and got one more coming.
Coach Miller's going to get Kalen a quick blow this last 46 seconds of this quarter. No sense in risking him getting a cheap foul.
As Carter gets both. Johnson. And it looks like Providence is going to be happy to hold unless New Albany comes out and makes them run some offense, which Carter is coming out on Beatty there. Simmons now with it. Back to Johnson. Simmons. And throws up the 3. The foul comes. Now, folks, what we had here was the New Albany student section was counting down, but they were counting down off of the game clock and tried to goad Max Beatty into shooting the 3, which he did, but he was fouled by Justin Carter, and so Max Beatty gets a chance to add to the Providence lead from the free throw line and makes good on the first.
And Coach Shannon cannot be happy with that at all. You foul a guy who's throwing up a prayer from 35 feet. It's just no excuse for that. Have to stay disciplined.
So Beatty so far making the Bulldogs pay. Carver checks back in the ball game for Quentin Hesse. See if Beatty can knock down the third, and he does. Kalen checks back in the ball game. That was Grant Siebold who was in the game just for that brief moment. He goes back to the sideline. So 5.4 seconds left here in this first quarter. Bivin advances past timeline, gets it into the corner for 3. Thompson can't get it to go. And that will bring us to the end of one, where the home Pioneers lead the New Albany Bulldogs 14-9. Come on back, second quarter upcoming here on GLICOD.
COVID-19 continues in our community, we are seeing increased cases in the younger population. While severity may be lower, there are still many health issues associated with infection, risk of transmission to other vulnerable citizens, and increasing the rate of development of variant strains. This is why the CDC recommends you get vaccinated. For more information or to schedule a COVID-19 vaccine or test, visit www.clarkhealth.net. Again, that's www.clarkhealth.net.
Let's be honest. You don't see Grandma nearly enough. Which means the dead car battery you've spent the morning dealing with has robbed her of precious grandkid time. It's unfortunate, sure, but it's not like she's going to write you out of her will or anything. Right? When you need to be there, you need an Interstate. The car battery auto techs prefer.
Come by Interstate Batteries, 1510 Production Road, Jeffersonville.
You're watching Southern Indiana High School Basketball on GLICOD.
New Albany with the ball first to begin this second quarter. 14-9 trailers to the home Providence Pioneers. Coach Moore, thoughts on this first quarter? Oh, we got a three in the air. Let's give credit to that. That's Brooks with the made three there. And Coach, just your thoughts on this one thus far. Now cut to two.
Thought about how I thought it would so far. Obviously, Bivin hasn't got going offensively yet, but I expect him to. Once he hits a shot, I think he'll come to his own.
So 14-12, our score. The Pioneers still up by 2, but New Albany getting a good look there from the corner. And new in the ball game, Brooks hitting that one. That's his only his second made three of the year. Had one other, and rejection there, and then tie up down low. And finally the whistle comes. I think the New Albany faithful wanted some steps.
I thought there were a couple of steps before that, but everyone misses a call every now and then.
That was Grant Siebold in underneath there. I apologize. I don't think I said who it was. But Grant Siebold ends up drawing the foul, and Thompson was whistled for his second. So Jaden Thompson whistled for his second, and Siebold knocks home the first of the free throws.
During that little exchange, he really had an opportunity to make a layup. I don't think he realized how open he was under the basket, but still has an opportunity for the two.
So Grant Siebold eyes the second and knocks it home. Siebold a junior, so he's still got another year to possibly be playing for these Pioneers. Stretches that lead back out to 4 for Providence. That's Brooks from the elbow, takes it inside, and it's going to be an offensive foul.
It's a good call. I thought it was a good call. He was set. Providence has played this zone this last 3 or 4 possessions too, so you'd like to see New Albany get the ball reversed a couple of times just to shift that zone some.
So Providence with the 4-point lead, and Beatty working it there. Carver now in the hands of Simmons. Simmons gives it up to Carver on the baseline, guarded against Brooks and put up a tough shot. Nearly got it to roll over the rim, brought down Bivin. Now to Carter. He thought about taking it inside, but backs it back out and then has it poked away. Scramble on the floor, tie up. And wow, Cade Carver there sacrificing his body for that one. Pioneers in their warm-ups for years have done a dive on the floor routine.
I watched that during the warm-ups.
And sure enough, there it is, right there.
Great hands and outstanding hustle afterward.
So on the alternating possession, Providence will have it here. Chance to expand their lead. Simmons. Hess takes the three, hard off the iron. Brooks nearly had it taken away, but gets it to Bivin. Bivin Gives it up to Devine in the corner. Carter. And New Albany needs to reset. Now they're trying to reverse that ball around. Now they get it in there to Brooks. Takes the baseline jumper. Won't go. Bivin cleans it up. Takes it inside. Bucket and the foul. So Tucker Bivin with his first 2 points of the game, but he's got the chance to add one more. 70% free throw shooter.
Well, that's his first bucket, so let's see if he gets going now. Sometimes get that one basket, or one ball to go through the hole, and the rest of them come a little easier.
Bivin coming off a 15-point performance against Columbus East. Could not get the free throw to fall. It's Kalen with it. Dumps it to Carver. Carver working against Brooks. Gets it out. Simmons with the three. Siebold with the three-point basket. And a big bucket from the corner there for the Pioneers.
His release is so quick. You almost have to be there on the catch for him. He gets it off extremely quick.
5-point lead now. Brooks from the corner shoots the three. Oh, it was halfway down. Pops back out. Carver cleans it up. That was down and around and popped out. Johnson with the drive. Offensive foul.
Oh, you don't see that very often. I'm surprised with that call there.
I thought maybe it was going to be, when I heard the whistle from where they were, I thought maybe it was going to be on the side, on the end line.
Yeah.
But offensive foul, and Johnson goes to take a seat.
I believe that's 2 on him, right?
Yes, that's 2 on Johnson.
Providence is sticking with this 2-3 zone, I see.
And we've got a new player in the ball game too for the Bulldogs. It's Bryce Sheffield, I believe. No, excuse me, that's Treats. And whistle down low, coming back the other way. Maddox Schmelz with the foul there. As Carver, halfway gone here in the second quarter, gives it up to Kalen. Kalen looks to drive on the baseline. Siebold. Now Carver on that near side. Kalen, and from the block, couldn't get it to go. Carter comes down with the rebound. Carter waits for somebody to stop him, and nobody does. Puts it up and in.
Soft touch from the lefty.
Providence lead cut to 3. They're back on the attack. Carver gives it up. Kalen thought about it. Carver on the drive, gets it in the lane, just got in a little deep, couldn't get it to go, and Carter comes down with the rebound. Gets it to Bivin. Now back to Carter to reset. Facing down that zone again, Coach.
Yeah, just got to try to work some interior catches in the middle of the zone. I think they could get something there if they look for it a little more. There it is right there.
Bivin, zone trap. Nice move there, spin move to get the ball up and off the glass. Cuts the Providence lead to 1. And around the perimeter, just taking it away there, Schmelz. His man took a little trip, kind of, and now Bivin with it. Fadeaway gets the foul. He'll go to the line to shoot 2. He got in there way too deep, but was bailed out by Max Beatty on that.
Yeah, New Albany, now they've settled in. They're getting a feel for what they want to do offensively now. They're figuring out that zone, and Providence is still playing hard, but with a couple of guys in foul trouble, it's kind of changed the dynamic just a little bit.
So Bivin missed the first. That's a couple in a row he's missed. Eyes the second. That one pops out too. So usually a 70% free throw shooter. Couldn't get either of those to go. Empty trip. And Bulldogs still trail by 1. Kalen. And now back around the horn for Providence to reset. Kalen wanted to flash to the ball there in the center, but Carver works it back out high. Hesse takes it from deep 3, halfway down, pops out, ends up into the hands of Carver, who keeps his dribble instead of falling down. That was a nice athletic move there. And then Carver wants it. He's feeling it. Can't get it to go off the left side of the rim. Schmelz with the rebound. And to the corner for Devine. He can't get it. And a one and done as Hesse cleans it up. Now to Kalen. Kalen, partially blocked there. And then a fight for it underneath. And Devine says, I want it more. Tough play, and from both teams, really. Timeout on the floor with 1:15 left in the second period. Let's take a brief timeout as well. We'll have more second quarter for you here on GLICOD.
I'm your cat, and ever since you brought me home that day, I've been plotting to destroy you. This is a billion years of tiger DNA just ready to pounce. And if you got the wrong home insurance coverage, you could be coughing up the cash for this. So get Allstate and be better protected from mayhem, like meow.
Contact Floyd's Knobs and Jeffersonville Allstate agent Packy Page for a quote today.
You're watching Southern Indiana High School Basketball on GLICOD.
Other end, but as we are back, 1:15 remains here in the second period. Coach, this one, I think Providence had as many as a 5-point lead, right? And down to just this 1-point lead, and New Albany's got the chance to take the lead here on this possession.
They did. They've had Carter and Bivin both have scored on multiple possessions. So, like I said, now coaches moved Bivin to the middle of that zone now to get that mid-post touch.
Carter to Treat, now trying to get it to Bivin, but tossed right past him, and coming up with it was Jackson Kaiser, new in the ball game. So another empty possession, and coming out of a timeout, Coach Shannon can't be happy about that. Wanted to get some points there. Carver, now over to Simmons. I think Providence has been disciplined all night, so they're going to be very disciplined here unless they get a wide open look. They're going to
look for that last shot.
Yeah, hold for that last shot.
I think we saw this in the first quarter, didn't we?
Something like it.
Let's see if the crowd gets them going again.
Yeah, that's right. The New Albany Bulldog students tried to do that last time. Kalen with the three, up, and ends up hitting one of the stay wires there, so it will be New Albany ball. 4.9 remaining. Kalen didn't get a bad look there, though, did he?
No, not at all. That's about his range, too. So New Albany could get a good look as well here. Almost 5 seconds is a lot of time. Depends on how much pressure Providence puts on them.
Ball into the hands of Bivin. Trapped against the sideline. He's going to take the three. It will not go. So a rushed shot, but not a bad look, brings us to the halftime break. And at halftime, the Pioneers lead the Bulldogs 19-18. Come on back for the halftime show here on GLICOD.
Dubuque County Fair is about to get its face melted! Yeah!
1 second. I guess their faces are safe.
Shut up, Jeff.
Yeah, Jeff, shut up.
Shut up, Jeff. I don't need your help.
Just like what happened in Pittsburgh. Never mention Pittsburgh!
When you need to be there, you need an Interstate, the car battery auto techs prefer.
Come by Interstate Batteries, 1510 Production Road, Jeffersonville.
Dr. Carter's office, Annette speaking. How may I help you?
From your very first call, the warm personal care from Dr. Todd Carter and his friendly staff at Carter Family Dentistry will put you at ease. Dr. Carter can take care of you and your family's dental needs, from gentle cleaning to complex procedures. Visit drtoddcarter.com to learn why generations put their trust in Dr. Carter for their dental health. Or to schedule an appointment, call Annette or Joyce at 812-944-5155. Located at 809 Mount Tabor Road in New Albany.
You're busy, always on the go, and when your car needs repaired, you need it done right. At Call's Body Shop, you can make an estimate appointment to better serve you. Just call 812-949-5245 and schedule a time that fits your schedule. They're open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, and are family owned and operated. They've been serving Southern Indiana since 1954 at 2801 Mount Tabor Road in New Albany. It's your car, and you have a choice on your repair. Call's Body Shop. Can they fix it? Yes, they can.
What makes a credit union different or better? As a full-service credit union for the communities we serve, Centra offers competitive rates, online convenience, and a solid network of branches and ATMs. But we think we offer something more.
They looked at me as a person, not a number.
I would say it's always been a good, personable experience, whether it's over the phone or actually at a Centra location.
And we don't just listen to our members. We deliver new services, better rates, and lower fees. Visit Centra.org to learn more.
Tonight's halftime report is brought to you by Centra Credit Union, centered around you. Find out about online banking and other services by visiting Centra.org.
As we are back here at halftime, 1 point lead for the home Providence Pioneers. And let's get you some halftime numbers. Halftime numbers brought to you by Centra Credit Union, centered around you. And those numbers thus far were going to be our scoring for both teams. For the visiting New Albany Bulldogs, they were led by Tommy Devine, who ended up getting the start tonight over Justin Carter. And Tommy Devine poured in the first 7 of the New Albany Bulldogs points. He had all those in the first quarter, so 7 for Devine. Carter, who came in the second quarter, ends up with 4. Tucker Biven has 4 leading scorer. Tucker Biven ends up with 4, and Brooks has 3 on the game so far. For the Providence Pioneers, they were led by Casey Kalin, who had 9 of the first 11 points for the Pioneers. Kalin with 9. Grant Siebold has 5, including a made 3-point basket. 3 from Max Beatty. And Jaden Johnson came off the bench and delivered instant offense with a couple of points right after coming in the ball game. So again, Kalin leading the Pioneers with 9. And Coach, just your immediate thoughts on that first half.
Well, you know, it took New Albany a little while to get going. Obviously, they had more turnovers at times than they were scoring the ball. But they settled in and got, like I said, got Biven and Carter to score some. But they've got to hit their free throws. They're 2 of 5 from the free throw line, and on the road, that could be something to really hurt you there. You got Providence is hitting their free throws, and so far their first half, New Albany struggling a little bit.
Yeah, I was just going to take a moment just to look here, and the New Albany as a team shoots about 65% from the free throw line, and Biven, the second leading free throw shooter on this team, but so it was a little uncharacteristic for him to come up empty there. But that really is one of those things where that could be the difference in this ball game, because if you made free throws, would give New Albany the lead.
And as Coach Miller talked about, one of the keys for them was take care of the basketball. Now they've got 5 turnovers, and I'm sure he wants to try to keep that 5 or less to start the second half. But from a New Albany standpoint, they've already got 7 turnovers for the game, and that puts you on track for a double-digit turnover game.
That's not where you want to go.
Not at all.
Absolutely. All right, let's step away. Again, tonight's halftime numbers brought to you by Centra Credit Union, centered around you. We're going to hear from some more of our great GLICOD sponsors. When we come back, we'll have Coach tell us what both these coaches might be saying at halftime about being able to pull out a win. And this one, a 1-point game. Pioneers lead the Bulldogs here on GLICOD.
Is a credit union different or better? As a full-service credit union for the communities we serve, Centra offers competitive rates, online convenience, and a solid network of branches and ATMs. But we think we offer something more.
They looked at me as a person, not a number.
I would say it's always been a good, personable experience, whether it's over the phone or actually at a Centra location.
And we don't just listen to our members. We deliver new services, better rates, and lower fees. Visit Centra.org to learn more.
The only name you need to know for all your auto repair needs is Voyner's Auto and Truck Repair. Sure, our name might be hard to say, but we can fix everything no one else wants to fix. Big or small, we can do it all. Foreign or domestic, if it needs repair, Voyner's can handle the job. The only thing high-tech about us is what we do, and we're upfront with you and we'll do the job right. One thing we have to sell is our time, and we won't waste yours. Voyner's Auto and Truck Repair. Family-owned since 1981. Call us for all of your auto repair needs.
Opioid overdoses in Clark County are at record highs. That's why the Clark County Health Department is now training volunteers to administer to victims of opioid abuse the drug Narcan, which may reverse its effects. To find out when and where CPR and Narcan training will be available, visit clarkhealth.net. You can help control the opioid epidemic. A message from the Clark County Health Department.
A proud supporter of the Providence Pioneers and Southern Indiana High School athletics, Mack Construction is a second-generation company that provides quality workmanship in heavy civil construction, asphalt, and streetscape while maintaining focus on worksite safety and productivity. Put Mack Construction's nearly 40 years of award-winning service to work for your project. For more information, visit mackconstruction.com. Mack Construction. Experience. Reputation. Solutions.
You're watching Southern Indiana High School basketball on GLICOD.
Halftime here at Providence High School, 19-18. The Pioneers lead the Bulldogs. Dr. Todd Carter and Coach Chris Moore on the broadcast with you tonight. And it's time to ask Coach to just put himself in both these locker rooms and pick whichever team you want to go first, and your thoughts on what they need to do in the second half to come away with a win.
Well, I'm sure Coach Shannon has mentioned to his team, take care of the basketball. They've got to limit their turnovers. They've got way too many to start the first half, so take care of the basketball and value possessions. And step to the free throw line and make your free throws. I mean, that's something you practice every day. You got to make your free throws, especially when you're on the road.
Absolutely.
You're already coming in there man down anyway. Providence, I think they just have to keep doing what they've been doing. They've been strong on the glass, which is what one of their coaches had as a key. They've taken care of the ball for the most part. And from a rebounding standpoint, they've played New Albany even at this point. So I think if they just keep doing what they have been doing and try and keep some of their key guys out of foul trouble, they'll be fine.
All right, so there's Coach's thoughts for both these teams. Well, let's break away just for one more minute. When we come back, we'll have second half basketball for you here on GLICOD.
A proud supporter of the Providence Pioneers and Southern Indiana High School athletics, Mack Construction is a second-generation company that provides quality workmanship in heavy civil construction, asphalt, and streetscape while maintaining focus on worksite safety and productivity. Put Mack Construction's nearly 40 years of award-winning service to work for your project. For more information, visit mackconstruction.com. Mack Construction. Experience. Reputation. Solutions.
This second shift. This old pair of pants. This staycation. This brown bag lunch. At American Family Insurance, we understand what it takes to make your new kitchen, that new car, or your new house a reality. It's the same as it takes to protect it. To protect your new life, your future, your dreams.
Yes, I'm a dreamer.
You're watching Southern Indiana High School Basketball on GLICOD.
New Albany will get the ball first to start the second half of action here. And Schmelz with it, and then tipped away there. Beatty stepped into the passing lane, tipped away from Devine. As the lineup for New Albany goes the same as they started. Devine, Biven, Schmelz, Loesch, Thompson. Biven now with it, looks to drive. And turnover. Went before he put the ball on the floor. Coach, you said don't turn the ball over, and there you go, first possession.
Well, I noticed that matchup there. You got Biven on Kalen. So, and they ran a little ISO action to try to go right at him. Now to get Biven going, and maybe he can pick up a foul on Kalen. So let's see if they can stay with that.
Don't have any fouls on either thus far. Oh, ball gets down inside, and Tyler Simmons makes that work. I wasn't so sure about that, but
that's a big body move right there.
Sure was. Providence draws first blood in this second half. Schmelz gives it up in the corner. That's Thompson. Buries the three. Now down low, Williams pitches it back out. Now baseline, got up in the air. Somehow got the ball back and then lost it out of bounds. That was Tyler Simmons again. Just got in there a bit too deep. So our first tie of the night. No, excuse me, I apologize. There was a 4-all tie early on in the first quarter. Schmelz kicks it out. Devine shoots the three. Can't get it to fall. Ripping it away is Simmons. Now down. Beatty takes the three. Buries it. So Beatty with 6 on the night. And just like that, Providence back out to a 3-point lead. And an offensive foul.
Moving on the screen a little bit.
That's going to go against Chase Loesch. So we've had a couple of ties. New Albany has not led in this ball game. As each time out of that tie, Providence has managed to put something up, and a nice drive there. Tyler Simmons, high off the glass, gets the bucket and the foul. DK quick on the replay there. As we've got a timeout on the floor, so we will take a timeout as well. Pioneers out to a 5-point lead with 6:05 left in the third period. Come on back for more here on GLICOD.
COVID-19 continues in our community. We are seeing increased cases in the younger population. While severity may be lower, there are still many health issues associated with infection, risk of transmission to other vulnerable citizens, and increasing the rate of development of variant strains. This is why the CDC recommends you get vaccinated. For more information or to schedule a COVID-19 vaccine or test, visit www.clarkhealth.net. Again, that's www.clarkhealth.net.
You're watching Southern Indiana High School Basketball on GLICOD.
26-21 our score in the third period, 6:05 to go. And Coach, after a tie ball game, Providence kind of putting on a little show there and a chance to add to it.
Yeah, well, Providence definitely came out of the locker room as the more aggressor, and they decided not to settle for jump shots. They're going to drive the ball and attack and make New Albany guard them, and New Albany seems to just be a step slow defensively right now.
So Tyler Simmons with the chance for the and one, and also important, Jaden Thompson whistled for that foul. He's got 3 now and has to go to the bench. So Simmons with the 3-point play stretches it to a 6-point lead for the Pioneers. Thompson stays in the ball game. Biven from the corner can't get the 3 to go, scramble for it, and black jerseys end up with it and then poked away. So Biven came up with it, and then it was poked away, and Carver gets it down to Williams, with the spin move. Good for 2, his first 2 of the ball game. The Pioneer lead expands. Biven. Now to Schmelz, and Thompson with it. Back to Schmelz, looks to drive it. Gives it up in the center to Vine. Now passing back out of it. Albany. Finds Schmelz, looks to drive it. Jump step up and gets the roll. So Maddox Schmelz with his first of the ball game. And then a push. Chase Loesch, just a little too much lower body there, Coach.
Yeah. Just don't want to give him silly foul. He's there. You've just got to be better of beating him to that spot. As I said again, Providence, they came out there. They're just so aggressive right now. New Albany's going to have to find another gear to turn it up to match their intensity.
Brooks and Carter checking the ball game for New Albany. Carver triggers in, gets it to Simmons. Now back to Carver. On the left, Beatty to Simmons. High post down inside. Nice look, Grant Williams. So Grant Williams, 6'4", senior forward, comes up with a couple of big buckets here. Lead 31-23.
Seems like everyone's getting involved, doesn't it?
Oh, nice pass into Schmelz, and he's fouled. And
I think that was Williams.
I believe it was Williams, and he went down hard. Grant Williams with his third. So a couple of players with 3 fouls.
I don't think he was shooting. I never saw him going to a shooting motion. It should be on the floor. Yeah, they're gonna fix it right now. Yeah.
Are they gonna fix it?
Yeah.
Sure enough.
He never went up for the shot.
Okay. Now Schmelz will shoot the 3. It won't go. Carter comes down with the rebound, though, takes it up hard, can't get it, follows, and is fouled. So a couple of rebounds there by Carter. And Coach said that Carter dinged his hip earlier in practice this week. I wouldn't have said anything except for the fact that Carter was holding it right there, so it was pretty obvious that
I got to tell you, what I've seen so far tonight, him with a bad hip is better than some of these guys with 2 good ones.
He's pretty good ball player, it looks like so far, and just a sophomore. As he knocks home the first, 69% free throw shooter. And he's gotten the line of quite a few, 92 times coming into this ball game. Misses the second, though.
Yeah, you see a 1-3-1 zone from New Albany now. A little try to trap some corners.
And now ball in the corner, made a 3-point basket by Max Beatty. 9 points, Biven, and gives it up and commits the offensive foul. Little player control action there. Biven just got to let it get away from him.
I'm just watching Biven's body language. I mean, he's not on his A game tonight. He's trying to force some things. Probably a little frustrated. Now you're down 10, but he just needs to settle into this and let the game come to him.
16-point scorer, held to 4 thus far. Now from the other side. That one wouldn't go for Max Beatty, but Providence tracks down the rebound as he looks to shoot it from, nice, from the baseline. And another timeout needed by Coach Shannon and the New Albany Bulldogs. With 3:29 left, we will step away for a brief moment. Pioneers lead the Bulldogs 36-24 here on GLICOD.
A proud supporter of the Providence Pioneers and Southern Indiana High School athletics, Mack Construction is a second-generation company that provides quality workmanship in heavy civil construction, asphalt, and streetscape while maintaining focus on worksite safety and productivity. put Mac Construction's nearly 40 years of award-winning service to work for your project. For more information, visit macconstruction.com. Mac Construction. Experience. Reputation. Solutions.
You're watching Southern Indiana High School Basketball on GLICOD.
A 1-point halftime lead has expanded now to 12 for the Providence Pioneers. And New Albany is going to have to start chipping away at this, Coach.
Yes, they've got to start matching the intensity and toughness of this Providence team.
Carter, spin move, and guarded in there by, could be either Kalen or Siebold with the foul. It's Siebold. His first, but that will send Carter to the free throw line.
And I know Carter's he's not 100% healthy, but right now he's their best offense.
As he bangs home the first. 6 points now for Carter.
When you're trying to fight out of a deficit, you want to be able to score with the clock stopped, and he's their best option at that right now.
Sure helps, and a couple more from the free throw stripe there. Cuts it to 10 now for the Pioneers. Johnson trying to find Kalen, just couldn't make it work. So turnover. Now,
it's the right idea, just don't force it.
And Johnson is matched up on Tucker Biven, and he wants to deny Biven the ball, doesn't even want to let him have a chance. Carter, though, down inside, and an offensive foul.
Saw that coming the whole way. I'm sorry.
That's okay. No. Coach, yeah, you had those coach eyes. You saw that coming. Carter got in there deep, tried to give it up to Brooks, and just was out of control.
I'm sure that bad hip is limiting his ability to come to 2-foot jump stops as well, but he's laboring a little bit. You can tell. I think you mentioned that you saw him kind of favoring that hip.
He was grabbing on it there just a few moments ago before he shot free throws. Beatty, who's hit some big three-point baskets in this one. Now gives it up. Johnson. Back to Beatty. Around the horn. Johnson works against Biven. Gives it up there to Simmons. Simmons trying to eye it inside, but nobody really flashing to the inside. Simmons trying to work it up against Brooks. And comes up empty. Schmelz comes down with the rebound. Now to Carter. Carter jump step up and good.
That's a nice Euro
step. And he's
step.
still holding on to that hip, though.
That Euro took a little bit. That hurt him there. Great move, but his hip is not 100% to make that move.
Cuts it to 8. Looks like Devine's going to check back in the ball game. Johnson gets his man up in the air. Travels. And Carter will check to the sideline. Tommy Devine back in the game. Coach Shannon pats Carter on the back, sends him down towards the trainers.
All the credit to Carter. He's trying to compete. He's hurting, but I love the fact he's out there trying to compete even with the injury.
And Jaden Johnson's certainly trying to find out what kind of gum Tucker Biven's chewing, because he is all over him with and without the ball. Now there's a switch, but Thompson looked to drive it, ends up handing it off. It's Beatty on Biven now. Biven gives it up. Thompson, step back, 3, won't fall. Carver comes down with the rebound. Hesse, left wide open. No, wouldn't go. Rimmed out and then knocked out of the hands of Siebold, who came up with that big rebound, but Providence resets. That's a big offensive board.
It is. At this point in the game, they're all that big. New Albany cannot allow that.
And Providence, we said early on, and it's been this way all night, has played very, very disciplined on the offensive end. Every possession.
They're not in a hurry. They've got a 12-point lead or an 8-point lead right now. So on their home court, they'll move that ball side to side 4 or 5 times until they get just the shot they want.
So Providence now, as the clock ticks to 30. Just trying to work it around Carver against Devine. 20 seconds left to see if they go. Now in the hands of Beatty. Max Beatty gives it up to Carver, excuse me. My apologies. Carver looks to go, working against Devine, gets a shot up, it won't go. And ball comes out of there for New Albany. Schmelz with it, gives it up. Thompson for 3, will not fall. And that brings us to the end of the third period. So with 1 quarter left to go, the Pioneers with an 8-point lead, 36-28 over the Bulldogs. Come on back, fourth quarter action upcoming on GLICOD.
Hi, I'm Isaiah. And I'm Grant. I'm vape-free because I've witnessed and experienced firsthand how tobacco can affect teens who want to escape from school, work, or other social activities. When it comes to curbing teenage use of tobacco and e-cigarettes, actions speak. Voice Indiana engages, educates, and empowers teens throughout the state to take action by promoting and celebrating a lifestyle free of tobacco and e-cigarettes.
Find out how you can be part of the statewide youth empowerment movement and help end teenage nicotine use by going to voiceindiana.org.
You're watching Southern Indiana High School Basketball on GLICOD.
Providence with the first possession here in the fourth quarter. Chance to extend that 8-point lead. Kalen back to the ball game with it. Gets around Schmelz, just lays it up and in.
Not something you want to see coming out of a dead ball situation. I'm sure Coach Shannon's just got to be pulling his hair out.
That's first 2 points for Kalen in this second half, but big right there. Oh, blocked shot by Grant Williams. He got all of that over Chase Loesch. Ball into Thompson. Thompson shot up. Biven hit the floor hard on that. Couple of shots. New Albany kept getting the rebound, and finally a whistle. That's going to go against Quentin Hesse. Just a reminder, you're going to be able to catch these New Albany Bulldogs again tomorrow at Silver Creek. 4:30 in the afternoon on that one. Biven with the long 2 will not fall. Just a tough night for Tucker Biven, who averages 16 points a game.
I thought he had Schmelz open on the inside there. He missed him for a wide open layup, but I'm not going to say it was a pretty good shot, but I think he could have got a better shot.
Carver looked to drive it, gives it up instead to Simmons. Trying to find Hesse, and instead nearly threw it away, but Kalen tracks it down, looks to drive, working on Schmelz there. Backs it back out, though, does Kalen. Again, been quiet here. Oh, and then ball, popped out of the hands of Williams, and a timeout. So Ryan Miller takes advantage of his man on the baseline, nearly losing the ball out of bounds, but we'll call a timeout. So we'll take a timeout as well. Pioneers 38 and the Bulldogs 28 here on GLICOD.
Nobody wants to be told that they have cancer. When you find out that you have cancer, you want to make sure and try to get it treated as quickly as possible. That's what Priority Radiology did for me. The time they saved me from fretting about it is something I can't repay. They got me my results within 3 hours. It's unheard of to get that kind of results that quick. I can't hardly tell you how important that was for my mental state. It really helped me get through that day.
You're watching Southern Indiana High School Basketball on GLICOD.
6:34 left on the clock here at Providence High School. The Pioneers lead the Bulldogs by 10, 38-28. After just a 1-point lead at halftime, Providence stretched this to as many as 12, Coach, and now back to 10. It's been as close as 8, but really Providence kind of in control here this evening.
They certainly are. And one thing you notice about Providence offense, they cut so hard, Todd. Without the ball, it really forces you to guard if you're New Albany.
So Carver gets the inbounds, and Providence has been all night very disciplined. So coming out of the timeout, let's see how they do here. Kalen with it, looks to spin, working on Schmelz. Oh, he gets a shooter's roll there.
He's in his zone. He's a tough kid.
13 on the night to lead all scorers. Schmelz gives it up to Carter, now to Bivin. Bivin will shoot the three. It will not fall, and tapped away and into the hands of Hesse. Bivin about a 33% three-point shooter, but has come up empty a couple of times, and New Albany may be showing a little desperation there.
Well, one thing I always would tell my teams is don't let your offense dictate your ball game. Bivin is he's kind of playing that way. He hasn't been able to get going offensively very well, and I think it's impacting the rest of his game.
Simmons with the lane violation there. He got trapped, couldn't figure out who to get the ball to, so turnover for Providence. Schmelz comes back to get the ball from Bivin. Now Devine with it, gets it to Carter. Carter working on Carver. Carter looking to take it inside.
Charge.
And yep, charge. Went in underneath where I could see, and you were absolutely right. You called it.
I mean, I know the game plan they're going with. They're going to move the ball a couple times, get Carter an ISO with somebody and let him do what he does. But Providence knows it well, too. They're just going to sit down there and paint and take that hit.
Yep. Simmons gives it up into the hands of Williams, who just takes it right down and puts it up and in. Grant Williams with 6, and Providence, they are showing, too, that they can spread the ball around and score any way they want. Bivin now with the offensive foul. Again, player control.
Todd, tell me if I'm wrong, but is that not the 4th charge in this half?
I believe so. Yeah, it is.
This is a very impressive defensive effort from these Providence Pioneers.
Schmelz checks to the sideline. Lead stretched to 14.
New Albany's got to try to get some turnovers now.
Hesse takes a shot from the elbow. It touched just about every part of the rim, but finally went down. 4 points for Hesse. And again, the lead now out to 16. Thompson trying to work against Hesse. And that time just a little too much hands, maybe even feet getting in the way a bit. But time is beginning to slip away for these Bulldogs. You know they would love to mount a charge back. They need to get some buckets. And a ball taken away, trying to find Bivin. Kalen, and then Treat. Jordan Treat steps in the way there and commits the foul, just trying to take the ball away.
I was about to echo what you said. They need to force some turnovers and be able to score with the clock stopped. But that was just a giveaway. There was no pressure on that at all. So if you're going to have unforced turnovers, you give yourself no opportunity to make a comeback.
So Kalen with his 14th point there on that made free throw. Bivin and Carter check to the sideline. And tell you what, Bivin, he looks like he has worked tonight, and they have really played him so well on defense. They've held him quite well. Kalen misses a second. Brooks comes down with it. Now Thompson, gives it up to Devine. They back off of him. He'll shoot the three, but short off the iron. And Tyler Simmons content just to block the path there, Ben Siegel.
Looks like Bivin and Carter may be done for the night.
Johnson for Providence. Now Kalen. And now Carver. And a whistle away from the ball. A little push there. Thompson, that's his fourth. So Williams will head to the line. Tell you what, these Pioneers, we sort of talked about David versus Goliath, and with this lead now, nothing is insurmountable until you get way down there, but this is be awfully tough. They have certainly had a really well of a ball game this evening, and they're going to be a tough out in that 2A sectional, which is, I believe, at Crawford County this year.
Yeah, I'm impressed. All the credit to Coach Miller and his staff. This Providence team plays this extremely hard. They run their offense so methodical and make hard cuts, and their intensity on defense it equals it as well.
On the rebound there, that was Kalen that committed the foul, his first. New Albany still not even a bonus, so. Siegel with it. Gives it up to Thompson. Now to Treat. Takes it inside, pitches out of it, finds Brooks for three, buries it. Future Brooks. His second made at three of the ball game, one in the first half, one in the second. Johnson now hand off to Simmons. Simmons looks to drive it, and he got Ben Siegel on his hip and just sort of forced him to make that foul. I know Siegel played some significant minutes in that JV contest.
He's been good. Like you said, he gets the guy out, his defender on his hip, and drives hard to get a paint touch, and that's what you want him to do if you're Coach Miller.
Yeah, Simmons. Can't get the second one to go there, but Simmons has played very well tonight. Treat with the floater from the baseline, it won't go. Johnson comes down with the rebound, and he had to battle his own white jerseys to bring that down, but he does. Hand off to Carver. And Providence has been smart with the ball all night, so you don't expect anything but that here with 2 minutes and 30 seconds remaining in this fourth quarter.
Yeah, they're pretty disciplined. Again, another paint touch right there.
Sure enough,
layup.
Simmons, yep. Right at the front of the dish. Thompson working on that three-point line. He takes the three, buries it. And he's got 6 all in this second half. Carver. Just around the horn. Simmons with it. Eyeing down, wants to get it to Kalen if he can, but Kalen was trying to post up Brooks there. Kalen now with it. not really where he wanted it. Now to Johnson. Less than a minute and a half to go as Providence playing as disciplined as they have all night. And the ball poked away. And timeout on the sideline. That was nearly an over and back. Pioneers lead the Bulldogs by 15 with 1:17 left. We'll take a quick break and be back for the final 1:17 when we return from here at Providence on GLICOD.
This is Sheriff Jamie Knoll of the Clark County Sheriff's Office reminding you to please buckle up, wear your seatbelts, and refrain from texting while you're behind the wheel. Your safety is our priority. Enjoy the game.
You're watching Southern Indiana High School Basketball on GLICOD.
49-34 with 1:17 left here in the fourth quarter. And Coach Moore, I'll tell you what, I knew Providence from having seen them several times this year that they play very tough. They're very, very disciplined. I thought they could win this game. I really honestly did not see this kind of disparity numbers-wise with this New Albany team. New Albany has a lot of really talented players, but just a little bit more one-sided tonight than I expected.
Well, you're absolutely right. I've seen Providence, and I knew they play unbelievably hard, but I thought that some of the athleticism and experience from New Albany would trump them just a bit, but that hasn't been the case tonight.
Kalen got a shot just from the right side of the dish, couldn't get it to go. New Albany ends up with the rebound. Treat tries to get that shot up, and a whistle comes. So Carver commits the foul, the second, and Jordan treats.
Back to the point about Providence defense, they really get up in you and they force turnovers. This New Albany team had 7 turnovers at the half. They've already got 15 for the game. So as many and more than they did to start the game.
Treats gets them both. Gets in the scoring column there for 2. Kalen advances it ahead to Hesse. And to the other end, hard foul there. Grant Williams goes down hard in the act of shooting, though.
I'll tell you another thing I noticed about this Providence team I like. They get knocked down hard, they jump right back up. There's not a lot of time laid on the floor. He's up on his feet and he's at the free throw line waiting. And that can get in the head of defenders at times.
Yeah. Well, not only that, he came up smiling. Which is,
yes, he did.
I know if I went down on this floor, anything remotely looking like that, I wouldn't get up quickly, and B, I wouldn't be smiling. But he sure did. And you're right, the Pioneers have played that way all night. So Grant Williams eyes the second and couldn't convert on either. Brooks takes the rebound down, hands off to Treats. And he gives it up, doing the ball game, 34. Could not get that one to go. $30 left. Let's see if New Albany foul. Oh, nice job there by Williams, flashing to the open lane, and better pass, and in it goes. Treat with the runner, won't go. It was halfway down and popped back out. And Williams heads to the sideline with 9 points and a nice ovation from the Providence faithful.
Yeah, coach called that timeout to get his starters out. Nice touch.
As Brian Wall will just be left alone unmolested to stand there and dribble it out, and that will do it from Providence High School, where the Pioneers defeat the Bulldogs 51-36. Again, 51-36, Providence over the New Albany Bulldogs. And we will have the stats and talk about this one in the postgame show coming up tonight on GLICOD.
Opioid overdoses in Clark County are at record highs. That's why the Clark County Health Department is now training volunteers to administer to victims of opioid abuse the drug Narcan, which may reverse its effects. To find out when and where CPR and Narcan training will be available, visit clarkhealth.net. You can help control the opioid epidemic. A message from the Clark County Health Department.
I'm your cat. And ever since you brought me home that day, I've been plotting to destroy you. This is 1 billion years of tiger DNA just ready to pounce. And if you got the wrong home insurance coverage, you could be coughing up the cash for this. So get Allstate and be better protected from mayhem, like meow.
Contact Floyd Snobbs and Jeffersonville Allstate agent Packy Page for a quote today.
In one fell swoop, one innocent city will be left with one burning question.
What? No.
When you need to be there, you need an Interstate, the car battery auto techs prefer.
Come by Interstate Batteries, 1510 Production Road, Jeffersonville.
Dr. Carter's office, Annette speaking. How may I help you?
From your very first call, the warm personal care from Dr. Todd Carter and his friendly staff at Carter Family Dentistry will put you at ease. Dr. Carter can take care of you and your family's dental needs, from gentle cleaning to complex procedures. Visit drtoddcarter.com to learn why generations put their trust in Dr. Carter for their dental health. Or to schedule an appointment, call Annette or Joyce at 812-944-5155. Located at 809 Mount Tabor Road in New Albany.
Hi, this is Sheriff Jamie Knoll of the Clark County Sheriff's Office reminding you to please buckle up, wear your seatbelts, and refrain from texting while you're behind the wheel. Your safety is our priority. Enjoy the game.
Tonight's post-game recap is brought to you by Interstate Batteries. Find a wide selection of batteries for all types of vehicles at their locally owned Jeffersonville location, 1510 Production Road.
The Pioneers emerge victorious here tonight against the New Albany Bulldogs, 51-36. Dr. Todd Carter alongside me, Coach Chris Moore. And, Coach, this one had a couple of tie ball games. New Albany never led in this one, and Providence played disciplined all night. And really, the Bulldogs there at the end just look a bit worn out.
Even when it was tied there at the half, and New Albany made that little surge to end the first half, it still felt like Providence was making them play their game.
Yeah,
they set the intensity level from the jump, got their best player 2 touches to start, 2 buckets off those 2 touches.
Yep.
And the rest of those guys, think about it, a different spurts in the game. It seemed like it was Williams score. Seabling 22 score.
Yep.
So everybody kind of
Seabling
fed off of that, and New Albany just could never get it going. Their best offensive threat was Carter, but he's hurt with a bad hip. And kudos to him. He tried his best to come out and compete.
Yep.
Made some great plays throughout the game there, but he just not 100% to get him going.
Well, the Pioneers had a nice game plan. They executed their game plan. They worked that plan all night long and emerged victorious, 51-36. Well, we're going to step away here from some of our great GLICOD sponsors. When we come back, we'll have a German-American Bank final numbers for you. We've got the most outstanding players coming up as well, so stay tuned for all of that as we wrap things up from here at Providence High School on GLICOD.
This second shift. This old pair of pants. this staycation, this brown bag lunch. At American Family Insurance, we understand what it takes to make your new kitchen, that new car, or your new house a reality. It's the same as it takes to protect it. To protect your new life, your future, your dreams.
Yes, I'm a dreamer.
Drug use in adolescence or early adulthood can have a serious impact on a teen's life. Teenagers who use marijuana are more likely to have lower grades, even drop out of school. They may also suffer from impaired driving, higher levels of anxiety, and depression. We all want to see the youth in our community succeed. Regardless of your stance on marijuana, we can all agree that it is not right for teens. Paid for by Drug-Free Communities, the Department of Mental Health and Addictions, and Our Place.
As COVID-19 continues in our community, we are seeing increased cases in the younger population. While severity may be lower, there are still many health issues associated with infection, risk of transmission to other vulnerable citizens, and increasing the rate of development of variant strains. This is why the CDC recommends you get vaccinated. For more information or to schedule a COVID-19 vaccine or test, visit www.clarkhealth.net. Again, that's www.clarkhealth.net.
I'm your cat, and ever since you brought me home that day, I've been plotting to destroy you. This is a billion years of tiger DNA just ready to pounce. And if you got the wrong home insurance coverage, you could be coughing up the cash for this. So get Allstate and be better protected from mayhem, like meow.
Contact Floyd Snobbs and Jeffersonville Allstate agent Packy Page for a quote today.
Skyline for me is like my second home. So I started off at drive-thru, and then the next thing I know I was serving full-time. My favorite regulars are always the ones with the kids. We're just laughing, talking, catching up on whatever's going on in our lives. Sometimes when I'm working the drive-thru, I'll hear a specific voice, and I know exactly who it is. When they pull around, I'm so excited to see them, and they're just as happy to see me. Skyline is more than just a restaurant to me. It's a fun place to work, and it's a fun place to eat.
Founded in 1910 in the Ohio Valley region, German American Bank has been raising the standards in banking, insurance, investments, and wealth management for over a century. We're big enough to provide the conveniences of modern banking, yet small enough to care about the people and communities we serve. Because we believe that when a community thrives, its people prosper. Strengthening our community since 1910. German American Bank.
You're watching Southern Indiana High School Basketball on GLICOD.
Final score 51-36 here from Providence High School. Dr. Todd Carter, Coach Chris Moore with you on the call tonight. Bring your attention to the scoreboard running at the bottom of the screen, or the ticker, excuse me. And also want to make sure that we take a moment to give you the final stats. Look at tonight's final numbers from German American Bank, strengthening communities since 1910. And for those numbers, let's just go through the scoring for both teams. New Albany Bulldogs in the defeat, falling to 9-8 on the season. They were led by Justin Carter and his 9 points on the ball game tonight. Couple of Tommy Devine had 7 in the contest, 6 apiece from Jaden Thompson and Future Brooks, all those on made 3-point baskets. 4 from Tucker Biven, who had a really tough night this evening. Maddox Schmelz had 2, and Jordan Treat had a couple of points on made free throws late. In the win for the Pioneers going to 14-4. They were led by Casey Kalin and his 14 points. Grant Williams had 9, as did Max Beatty. 8 points from Tyler Simmons, 5 from Grant Siebold, 4 from Quentin Hesse, 2 from Jaden Johnson. Those were in the first half. So again, Casey Kalin leads the Providence Pioneers in scoring. And that look at tonight's final numbers from German American Bank, strengthening communities since 1910. Well, let's jump away again, and when we return, it will be time for most outstanding players in tonight's game. Coach Moore's got his thinking cap on, and he's going to give us those most outstanding players here when we return as we wrap up this ball game from here at Providence, where they emerge victorious over the Bulldogs on GLICOD.
Founded in 1910 in the Ohio Valley region, German American Bank has been raising the standards in banking, insurance, investments, and wealth management for over a century. We're big enough to provide the conveniences of modern banking, yet small enough to care about the people and communities we serve. Because we believe that when a community thrives, its people prosper. Strengthening our community since 1910. German American Bank.
You're busy, always on the go, and when your car needs repaired, you need it done right. At Call's Body Shop, you can make an estimate appointment to better serve you. Just call 812-949-5245 and schedule a time that fits your schedule. They're open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, and are family owned and operated. They've been serving Southern Indiana since 1954 at 2801 Mount Tabor Road in New Albany. It's your car, and you have a choice on your repair. Call's Body Shop. Can they fix it? Yes, they can.
What makes a credit union different or better? As a full-service credit union for the communities we serve, Centra offers competitive rates, online convenience, and a solid network of branches and ATMs. But we think we offer something more.
They looked at me as a person, not a number.
I would say it's always been a good, personable experience, whether it's over the phone or actually at a Centra location.
And we don't just listen to our members. We deliver new services, better rates, and lower fees. Visit Centra.org to learn more.
I was at practice one day, kind of made a cut through the lane, and I noticed that I landed on my knee a little weird. I saw my trainer here at school, and they highly recommended that I go to Priority Radiology. Any athlete, when you do go down with an injury, the first thing you think about is just how long that you're going to be out. Going to Priority Radiology, where I could get my results back quickly, made a big difference because I wasn't left waiting for weeks before I could even start a treatment. I was able to get what I needed right away.
As COVID-19 continues in our community, we are seeing increased cases in the younger population. While severity may be lower, there are still many health issues associated with infection, risk of transmission to other vulnerable citizens, and increasing the rate of development of variant strains. This is why the CDC recommends you get vaccinated. For more information or to schedule a COVID-19 vaccine or test, visit www.clarkhealth.net. Again, that's www.clarkhealth.net.
We've always gone to Skyline. As soon as we get there, the girls run to make sure that we can get the counter. It's kind of neat for the kids to sit there and watch their food being made.
It's like right in front of you, showing kind of like how it's actually done. It's awesome because it's a Skyline thing.
Very, very, very awesome.
Where else can you go and play and entertain yourself and eat, you know?
Nobody has a counter like Skyline. It's just the best.
You're watching Southern Indiana High School Basketball on GLICOD.
51-36, our final score from here at Providence High School, where the Pioneers emerge victorious in this rivalry game over down the road at New Albany. And we said that the Pioneers is a little bit of a David versus Goliath, 2A versus 4A, but Providence came to play tonight, Coach, and certainly had a whale of a ball game.
They did, and from what I saw, everyone that stepped on the floor for them came to play. They competed at a high level. Definitely, we watched them in warm-ups, and you made a notice of one of the drills they do there, down on the floor.
Yep.
They got it in the game. They got that into the ball game.
They did. They're right. Well, so we should, though, talk about maybe those players, one from each team, that were tonight's most outstanding players. And tonight's most outstanding players brought to you by Skyline Chili on Grant Line Road near I-265. If it's game time, it's Skyline time. So for those, we'll turn to Coach Moore, let him tell us our most outstanding players of the ball game.
Well, for New Albany, I commend and take my hat off to Jocelyn Carter. No, he's not 100% tonight. He's injured and kind of favoring that bad hip. But, he didn't start. But when he wanted, you could tell he was trying to do everything he could to help his team win the game. And when he was out there, most of the time he was the best, if not the only offense they had out there. So I'll commend him and kudos for the effort, and with 9 points and 5 rebounds on one hip. So now for Providence, Casey Kalin, who I just thought set the tone from the jump. First 2 possessions, boom, boom. He plays as hard as he plays. All of his teammates, and I mentioned that before the game, where his teammates going to echo his effort and intensity, and by all means, I thought they did.
They sure did. So our 2 most outstanding players of the ball game, Jocelyn Carter, 9 points, 5 rebounds, and Casey Kalin, 14 points, 5 rebounds, unofficially those on the contest. Again, tonight's most outstanding players brought to you by Skyline Chili on Grant Line Road. Now, you can also nominate your favorite student athlete for GLICOD's Most Outstanding Student Athlete Award. This winter, a male and female high school student will be recognized for their outstanding academic and athletic achievements during the fall sports season. For more information and to submit an application, visit GLICOD.com. Well, it's time for final thoughts. One thing I want to do before I turn to Coach Moore for that is just make a correction, and that is I said the 2A sectional for Providence would be at Crawford County, and I was actually thinking about the girls sectional that has just passed. They actually will play out at Southwestern out in Hanover. So Southwestern is the host of that 2A sectional coming up here in just a few weeks. Our thanks to executive producer Steve Bird for correcting me on that. Coach, let's put a bow on this ball game. Your thoughts on both teams going forward?
Well, New Albany struggled tonight, obviously. They didn't. I'm sure they know they didn't play their best game offensively, their best game overall.
Yeah.
But I'd be surprised if tomorrow night Coach Jim Shannon doesn't have them ready to come back out and be the team to represent the program, which they always have. I mean, this was by no means speaks to what they're capable of or the team they are. So as far as Providence, I mean, this makes 2 or 3 times seeing them. They're one of the best teams I've seen in Southern Indiana, regardless of class or anything. I think they're the best team in their sectional. That they beat New Albany tonight, but they're a team that could beat a lot of teams in the state of Indiana, regardless of class. So Coach Miller and his staff have done an unbelievable job with them.
Yeah, they came tonight to play and played disciplined all night long. Played the way Coach Miller wanted to play.
And I've seen them play that way each time I played them, and it's not just on one end of the floor. I mentioned something earlier about one of the other players on the New Albany team. They don't let their offense dictate how hard they're going to play on the defensive end. They play hard at both ends of the floor.
Absolutely. So Providence emerges victorious, and you can see these New Albany Bulldogs again, as Coach mentioned there, tomorrow on GLICOD at 4:30. The tip in that one between the New Albany Bulldogs, and they will be at Silver Creek. So New Albany, Silver Creek. As always, for the most in-depth coverage of Southern Indiana high school sports, visit GLICOD.com. Tonight's on-site producer was DeKevian Gauss. GLICOD's executive producer was Steve Bird. Our cameraman tonight was Xander Essex. I should give a shout-out to Ron Eads for the New Albany statistics for us tonight. I appreciate that. For Coach Chris Moore, I'm Dr. Todd Carter saying so long from Providence High School. Once again, the final score, Providence 51 and New Albany 36. You've been watching Southern Indiana High School basketball on GLICOD. Good night, everybody.
GLICOD, this has been Jim Butner Auto, Southern Indiana High School Basketball. Jim Butner Auto in Clarksville, striving to keep you driving. Tonight's game was also brought to you by Interstate Batteries, the car battery auto techs prefer. By Allstate Insurance Agent Packy Page, he puts you in good hands. By the Clark County Health Department, promoting a safe and healthy community, clarkhealth.net. By Community Action of Southern Indiana, helping people, changing lives. By Centra Credit Union, Carter Family Dentistry in New Albany, State Farm Insurance Agent Teresa Lamb, Our Place, Burns Garage, Priority Radiology, and Clark County Sheriff Jamie Knoll.
For schedule information about our upcoming broadcasts, visit our website, GLICOD.com, Facebook and Twitter @GLICOD. We thank you for tuning into this live sports presentation from GLICOD.